So get over to their page right now for big savings. Helps if I put us in the show.
Yeah, well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Overthrows, episode number 3. I'm Behram Kazi, who you can find at DefMango on Twitter. And with me, as always, is Jarrod Kimber, who this time forgot to put us in the show.
Apologies for me being late. Apparently, I don't even know when my own show starts. Welcome to Wagon Wheel. I'm Jarrod Kimber. This is the cricket podcast that answers your questions, or some questions, general questions on cricket. Actually, really specifically niche questions. We've got an absolute bunch of questions on Patreon today. All right, let's get this started. As usual, the people who get to make it started the quickest, get the party started, are the people on Patreon. If you're on my channel, chances are you know where I am, but just put my name into whichever. You know, everything from OnlyFans through to LinkedIn. I probably have, I don't actually have an OnlyFans, but, you know, if enough people put some money together, you know, if you want to see me, what would a cricket OnlyFans be? Like, just probably the bat cone to get a bit of a workout, wouldn't it?
I'd call it Lonely Fans if it was that.
All the Patreon ones settled up here, but feel free to comment and ask, subscribe, like, I don't know, do a dance, do all the various different things. So I did a live with Saurabh recently, and he spent the whole time saying, please like on this, because it helps people find it and the algorithm. I don't know what that means really, but he seems to know a lot more about YouTube and getting people onto lives than I do. So if you can do any of that, it would be very interesting to see if it works. Do you honestly want to know what I was doing?
What were you doing?
I was using artificial intelligence to try and make old sci-fi novel covers that look like cricket.
Yeah, totally believable.
But this is where I think everyone goes wrong. And I don't know how long you've been following this team for, Ray. They were fucking terrible before Bazball, mate. You're talking about pitches being flat for 3 or 4 years. Go and have a look at the England batting averages before Bazball. They were in the minus. Have people forgotten how shit they were? I feel like when I get comments like this, I'm living in a parallel universe where England used to be good. Then they got Bazball and we all overhyped them. So someone, I can't remember, maybe someone tweeted this. Might have been Wagner not Wagner. Oh my God, I've forgotten the guy's name. The New Zealand statistician who sometimes tweets things. Apologies, I can't remember your name, but is he ready to make the adjustments or able to make the adjustments as he has to? You know, my hair is everywhere today. God. I mean, my hair's messy on a normal day, but it's killing me. Somehow made it so much worse, but get it out of my face. Yes, I do think he can make runs there, but we have to see him and how it works and everything else. But it's certainly something that is, you know, it's within his technical grasp.
Those AI images that you keep sending.
There's like I've been trying to get giant flies over the top of futuristic cricket grounds to work. I've got some okay ones. I'm not sure if I've nailed it yet, but I'm on my way. All right, Of course, I don't know how to take that down now, do I? 1 second. Let me take him off. But between then and now, we'll have all of our normal podcasts. We have that great one with Kumar Sangakkara, losing the ability to speak. Which batter in history would you nominate to bat for your life? Satchmo. They have to survive for 90 overs. Well, that's no good. Survive for 90 overs. Because I was going to pick Shahid Afridi, because if you want someone to bat for your life, you want it to be fun. Zach Crawley. They know he's not going to average 45 in Test cricket, right? So they're trying to get the most out of Zach Crawley. And do you know what they've done? They've got the most out of Zach Crawley. We're now nitpicking because they could get more. And maybe they can. And hopefully they can. So yes, 100% agree with this because it's my idea. You know, he was timid when he first came into Test cricket. He was timid and full of holes. He was basically, I don't know, Emmental cheese. What's a cheese with holes? Is Emmental good cheese?
I mean, it's okay cheese.
But is it the one with the holes? And it melts quite quickly. I think it melts. One of the melting cheeses with holes. Swiss cheese? Does Swiss cheese melt? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Swiss cheese does have holes though.
But does it melt quickly? I'm looking for a high. This is
I mean,
this.
I'm not
This could be a
cheese
spin-off
connoisseur to that
podcast.
level.
Yeah, it could be a whole separate one. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'll tell you my funniest story was he had a really bad series in Australia, and so like the joke became that Alim Dar couldn't umpire, and Alim Dar up until that point had been pretty brilliant. And so I tweeted that it was a shame to see such a good umpire fall apart or whatever. This Aussie guy goes back and just says, "What are you talking about? He's the worst umpire in the world." And I went, "Well, he wasn't always. Like, he won like 5 ICC Umpiring of the Year awards in a row or something ridiculous." And this guy goes, "Oh, that's just political correctness."
Okay, then.
Right.
That's a new one.
Jarrod says, "Why did you break up with Barrett?" Well, unfortunately, it was a hot and heavy romance when we first met, and the sex was great. But after a while, to be honest, we weren't sleeping in the same bed anymore.
To me, and I can't believe we waited so long to make our relationship public and have our own little podcast.
Yes, for those who don't know, we are adding. But after 13 tests, he was averaging 51. Right. And so, when was that? That was at the start of 2021, right? So, and since then, he's played 11 matches, an average of 24. So, a hell of a regression. Is that the opposite of a regression? But
Progression?
yeah. Then they tried a new theory to try and maximize their talent, knowing that they were a flawed team. They've been really honest with this. They're being far more honest in this with people who slag them off or people who hype them. And we'll be back in a moment with more Scoreboard. I'm Jarrod Kimber. Like, subscribe, buy the t-shirt. I don't think we have t-shirts, but if we had t-shirts, you should buy the t-shirt. So yeah, I don't imagine there are going to be too many other teams who are going to be able to do that into the future. All right, I'm just going to. There is something. Press that too early. Take this time to like, subscribe, comment, follow. Tell that person that you went to school with that you have a weird relationship about this show. But let me just take another quick break. Jarrod Kimber here on the wagon wheel. No, yeah, it is the wagon wheel. One day I'll remember what podcast I'm doing at the right time. Today is not that day.
We'll be back with another episode of Uncovers. Wow.
Uncovers.
Overthrows next week. That'll be all for today. Goodbye. And those of you guys who are with us on YouTube, stick around. We're going to have episode 75 on Uncovered come after this break shortly. So yeah, stay tuned.
Easy for you to say. I'll take a slightly longer break just so I can see if there's any more questions to mop up. But you're watching the Scoreboard. Take this chance to like this video or add another comment. Or, I don't know, pat your cat.
Good morning, Casper. Good morning, Casper. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning.